Good morning and welcome to my garden. The slope beyond that will be loaded up with grevilleas, leading around from the red to the orange, to the yellow, to the white, to the pink, to the purple. And I'm very excited about the possibilities. King parrots are having breakfast this morning. It's a female on the sunflower closest, and a male in the background. And I think I can hear some others out there too. Such a pleasure to have wild birds coming and visiting the garden. I love gardening. I love learning. There's so much to learn. And creation is so fascinating, and it shows us so much about the Creator. Lovely foggy morning this morning. You can see the water droplets just floating through the air. It's almost like it's raining, an invisible rain that you just have to, you can feel, you can almost see. But I don't know. I love gardening because it's a learning experience. It's observation and learning from what you've seen. As long as you pay attention to what you observe and change your behaviours, it's all good. And this is my Burgundy Queen okra. I'm coming from the wrong side, you can't see because of the shade. It's got lots of flowers on them. It's got a beautiful flower actually. Stunning flower. This is a mature version of the same stuff. And the king parrots have been absolutely loving the sunflowers. They're often in the garden while I'm in here. And we all know sunflowers. The bees have loved it. So there's my first contour of my veggie garden. It's very exciting. I'm enjoying it so much. This cover crop was the first cover crop that I planted in this garden design, and it has grown beautifully. It was tall as me. But I'll see how it goes. It's a learning experiment. That's what I like. So after planting them, I've realised that I may have to move it. Don't you love the learning that gardening inspires? There's a lot to learn, isn't there? But thanks for joining me on this learning journey, discovering new things, realising where I've made mistakes. Have a lovely day, enjoying God's creation. Good afternoon. Today is the last day. My garden will look just like this. Well, it'll look different every day. Oh, look at that sky. Isn't that fabulous? Look at the shapes and the colours in that. It's beautiful. So beautiful. Hey, have a look at this. Is that a spider's web? That is beautiful. So much detail goes into folding the leaf over. I'm sure there's a nest of eggs in there. Well, I just learned that an alarm on my phone will turn the camera off. I set the alarm to make me start thinking about packing up and going inside the house. Otherwise, I'd be outside all day. I just love my gardening. Such a pleasure to work with God, creating, making things beautiful, making the earth healthier. And I planted 2 lots of peas along here. And I think I can see the first one actually coming up. Oh no, there's another one. Oh goody. So exciting to see new life happening. There's another one. Excellent. And another one. Oh, that's great. So I'm going to have lots of peas. Just love that layer of fog that just envelopes everything. Makes for a very dreamy landscape. Quite stunning. We have a clever creator. I just love the way the leaves are all so different. It's all so individual. The creator put such care into doing different things. I mean, you look at blood orange here. It's a very wide branched, I don't know all the technical terms, but very deeply lobed, very fine leaves. And you look here at orange marmalade and the leaves are not lobed at all. And then you look here at Liane and the leaves are actually quite narrow compared with blood orange. And then remembering the deep lobes of blood orange, compare that with these stronger deep lobes on Super Duper. Have a look at these very strongly lobed Beadleana. These are really strong, tough, thick leaves. The diversity is just stunning, and it's part of why I love gardening. It's just such a thrill to be able to play my part in taking care of creation. I love it. I love life. I love watching new growth happen. I love that the creator keeps creating things regardless of our efforts, our stumbling efforts to make something work. He makes his creation work, and it's such a joy, such a joy. I love the promise of the future of rows of seeds that have been planted, and you know what you've planted there, but what's exactly going to happen you don't know, and it's always an adventure. It's a shame I can't click my fingers and make it happen all at one time. I guess that's God's way of making me slow down and enjoy the process. I love the process, but sometimes when I'm showing people, like my wonderful viewers here, it'd be lovely to see the growth already. But at least next time I video it, there'll be growth everywhere. Ha! So easy to be distracted by the beauty of out here. It's just stunning. Sun got up. So pretty. It's very exciting putting in a new veggie garden, new possibilities, planting new plants and watching them grow and change. I love the sunrises we have here. Everyone is so unique and so different. The promise of a new day dawning. Everything is new. There are good things to be done, and there are people to be loved. There's a whole world to be explored. And here in my patch, we've got a grevillea garden to explore. Carrots, wowzers, my carrots have been productive. I love growing homegrown carrots. It is so rewarding to come down and pick them on a regular basis. These pineapples are looking strong. Look how thick they are. They're looking very happy. Talking of happy, apricot, beautiful. A lot of these fruit trees I have never grown before, so it's an adventure. I'm learning, discovering new things. One of the things I really love about gardening is that it's all an experiment. It's all a learning journey. And I can try things, and as long as I observe and learn from my observations, it's all good. But what an adventure. All this possibility, all this learning. There's so much to try and to discover, and I just love it. And I'm looking forward to this little bit of adventure as I experiment with these watermelons. It's another fruit at the back here. So they're just tiny at this stage. But what an adventure. All this possibility, all this learning. There's so much to try and to discover, and I just love it. This little azalea is flowering. It's very exciting. Exciting to have one of my chop and drop plants flowering and growing happily. There's some of the lettuce, carrots. I think this is kohlrabi. Never grown it before. Enjoy a good experiment. Oh yes, there you go. The swollen stem. Kohlrabi is in the same family as cabbage, kale. This one has a swollen stem, a very purple stem, and I've heard it's delicious. And I've heard that purple vegetables tend to have compounds that assist to longness of life. I guess I'll see how long I live after I eat it. So there is my garden. I love it so much. What a joy to be gardening, to be sharing with the Creator and making new things and wonderful things and yummy things that I can share with my family and friends. So with me planting plants from seed, never quite know what they're going to turn out like. So it's an adventure to discover what I've actually got planted in the garden. So along this side will once again become vegetable garden, probably something more like a melon because I won't come down here and harvest it so much. However, once I've hit the garden, it's hard to get me out. So it doesn't matter what I plant, I'll be all over the place. I often quote that I have a mower man that does a lovely job for me. Well, Here he is, mowing my veggie garden, having the time of his life. Completely oblivious to anything because he's on his mower. Oh! That looked close to the edge. There he is. Smile, you're on camera. I remember hearing stories, probably fairy tale stories, children's stories, about how the children would go hunting in the forest for blackberries, and they'd come home and mother would make juice or jelly or jam with those berries. And I remember clearly thinking, that's a lot of work to pick a bunch of small things. Just recently, I was looking at what I do in the garden to harvest, and I realised harvesting tomatoes is picking a bunch of small things. Harvesting blueberries is picking a bunch of small things. Harvesting for small little gems that we find hidden away amongst the brambles, or in this case, bougainvillea. And a lot of the gardening that we do is actually harvesting the small things. I get so much of my produce for small little gems of delight. And it was a reminder to me of how valuable the small things are, how much it pays to pay attention to the detail, and that the things that we do in life aren't always going to be big and loud and seen by everyone. Sometimes the things that we do that have value are small. Sometimes they appear meaningless. Sometimes they appear tedious. But it's in these things that we see the value. And if we look at a flower, that's where some of the beauty hides, in the little detail. And if we can become content with doing the work, we'll see the detail and we can understand the great value of slowing down, of taking the time to do the little things. After all, that's how the Creator worked. I'm glad He put all the different parts of my eye together. I love flowers in the garden. I love the way they make everything seem bright and happy. The promise of new life, the reminder of all the good things in amidst the work. I really enjoy sharing my garden with other people. I love inspiring them to see that there's a lot that they can do too. You don't have to know everything to get a produce. You just need to have a go and remember that the Creator is still involved with His world and He'll make things grow. We just got to give it the opportunity. I really enjoy the curves around my garden. It's a very beautiful way to walk through a garden. I just love this space and how it flows, how it feels. Wambok getting ready to flower. Tiny little flowers. It's a change of season. Snapdragons looking stunning, happy, so colourful, so full of life. Carrots growing so strong. Broad beans flowering. It's spring. It's time to produce the beans. And if you look here, you can see the start of the beans appearing. My red pak choi has gone to seed, and it's interesting to notice that it's lost most of its purpley red colour. Beautiful flowers are coming. Even the cover crop is coming to the end of season. And this grain from the cover crop also setting its seed heads. And here's a pea, probably the crotalaria or sun hemp. Every season is just beautifully, perfectly created for everything to thrive and to change and to grow. And as we appreciate the seasons, we are honouring the Creator. As we recognise that everything changes and everything has its season, that there is a time to grow as a brand new seed, there's time to sprout forth and become full of life, a time to produce flowers and seeds, and there's also a time to die and to return to the earth. I'm grateful for the seasons. I'm grateful we live in a place where it's not winter all the time, where it's not cold all the time, it's not hot all the time, where it's not wet all the time, and it's certainly not dry all the time. And I'm grateful for these different seasons because they show the love of our Creator, with everything being so diverse and beautiful, put here to show how great He is and to provide for our needs. And I am truly grateful. I love the changing seasons. Every couple of months, things look different and we get to experience creation in a completely different way. Each season's beautiful. I have had my first broad bean harvest, and what a pleasure that was. I had the local garden club visit with me yesterday, and we enjoyed some time chatting and learning about various gardening topics. And then everyone had a walk around my garden, and it was such a pleasure to share it with everyone. And I'm told that people went away inspired, and I hope they did, because I wanted to say, see, I don't know anything, but I'm learning and I'm trying things, and some things are working. Well, one gentleman showed me that my broad beans are absolutely working, and I picked some this morning, about half a kilo this morning. I picked my first ever broad bean harvest. They're very yummy, raw, straight from the bush. Such a fresh, alive flavour. Very delicious. And that is actually my goal with gardening. It would give me great pleasure if my family and I could walk outside and have an entire meal just standing in the garden. I really feel like I'd made it once I've done that. And I guess we can do that now. We've got plenty of leaf. We've got some snow peas I picked this morning. The broad beans are delicious. The carrots, oh, they're so good. Of course, you can always pick leaves off cabbages and parsley. Those tomatoes have great promise. Look at this bunch. That's really good. So I'm looking forward to having those. Being able to pick fruit and vegetables straight from the garden to harvest it. Look at those. Although they look like they're being attacked by something. Some bug is into them. Oh, there we go. There's a caterpillar. I love watching climbing beans discover the trellis and start going up. And look at this one. It's happy. It's going all the way up. One of the things I love about gardening is our connection with nature. How you can become attuned to it, pay attention to it, and respond to it in ways that you can't when you don't spend your time outdoors. See this magpie here? This one's been following me around the garden as I fill my barrow of soil and take it to where it needs to be on contour 3. He just walked right between the barrow and came right up here, about 1 metre from my feet. He's following me around to get the goodies from the barrow of soil. A little while earlier, I heard the call of a young butcher bird. He was sitting in the tree above me as I put the soil on the garden. He just sat there and talked to us while we were working under the tree. When we work as part of nature, when we acknowledge that we are part of God's overall creation, and an important part, because we have the capacity to care for it and to make it better for not just ourselves, but for them too. When we do that, then we can develop a connection that is quite priceless and extremely rewarding. I love coming home after being away and coming to the garden and seeing how it is. It's like visiting a long lost friend. And my heart was really yearning to get back to my garden. And as a bonus, I had a wonderful husband and a cuddly son waiting for me when I got home too. It's nice to be home and all this greenery and all this freshness. This is definitely where I belong. Looking at spiders' webs, see the one going from grevillea down to the papaya. See the one going from the ground behind the little john, and it goes up, and it goes up. To where? It goes up to here. I don't know if you can see that. And then that one goes all the way from moonlight all the way over to those papayas. It's like I'm walking through traps with lots of tripwires all over the place. Another rhubarb variety. Another. I like getting different varieties of vegetables. They hold different nutrients and they grow in different ways. It's just very interesting. Gardening at this time of the year can be such a pleasure. You've got the warmth during the day, so you can get up nice and early and start, and then you've had all this fresh rain, and have I been loving it. I think I've just realised that gardening is my creative outlet. It's the way that I express myself, experiment with how things could be, the place where I discover possibilities for new life. And as much as there's a lot of hard work in gardening, it gives me so much energy to be able to have this space to be able to create and grow and learn. It's what reminds me that I am a creative being. It's what reminds me that I'm alive.